It is not a sugar problem you have, it is a hormonal problem. And understanding how sugar affects your hormones is critical to understand why sugar becomes so addictive. If you fail to understand this, you'll consistently blame yourself for your bad habits with sugar without truly understanding how your body is being taken into downward physiological spiral due to your hormones. Let me explain.
Snacking comes down to addiction, and that addiction actually happens because of certain hormones within our body. So when you understand how fluctuating cortisol or stress hormone levels really will affect your choices in the kitchen, and in this period of time we've all been in so much stress in many different ways, but our bodies are just not used to chronic stress and not designed for chronic stress. If it's acute stress and it's short lived, it's absolutely fine. It saves our life. But when it's chronic stress, it leads to a whole host of problems. And one of the major hormones that's released in chronic stress is cortisol. We have adrenaline, but it's cortisol that really affects our blood sugar levels. So when we have cortisol released into the body on a regular basis, it actually increases a hormone called ghrelin. And ghrelin is a hunger hormone. So it's a hormone that's released naturally within your body to make you feel hungry and obviously go and find food. But when we're having this increased chronic stress response, and this increase in cortisol, the level of ghrelin is going to go up in your body, and consequently, you're going to feel hungry. So when you're hungry, you go and find food, and most of us will reach for the quick, easy, unhealthy options, which are high GI foods, foods which are high in sugar, and consequently, our blood sugar levels go up. Now, when our blood sugar levels go up, our body has to deal with that. But here's the other interesting thing. When cortisol, or that stress hormone, is increased in our body, it also naturally increases blood sugar. So we have the added effect of us eating, but also having increased cortisol will increase our blood sugar. So our blood sugar levels are going to go extremely high. Now, when those sugar levels go high, we actually feel good. This is really what happens with sugar addictions. And our body releases a feel-good hormone called dopamine. And that's an addictive hormone. You can get that from surfing a big wave, or taking drugs, or from exercise. There's good and bad ways that will get you to feel the good effects from dopamine. But in this case, it's from high sugar levels in the body. So literally, sugar becomes addictive. But when our blood sugar levels go up, our body has to deal with that high level of sugar, because you can only carry 4 grams of sugar at one time within your bloodstream. So it has to lower the sugar, and it does that by secreting a hormone called insulin. Now, if you've got high sugar levels, you're going to end up with high insulin levels. But when your insulin levels go up, your body actually blocks a hormone called leptin. And leptin is a satiety hormone. So it's a hormone that makes you feel full. It's the hormone that you should be getting lots of when you finished a meal. It tells you to stop eating. But if your insulin levels go extremely high, it actually blocks leptin from working. So this means that you don't feel full. And you can understand now how this really becomes a cycle of problems. One, you're having an increased feel-good factor from dopamine and the increased sugar. 2, you're increasing the hunger hormone. And number 3, you're blocking the feel full hormone, which is leptin. So this is now becoming a self-perpetuating problem. So as the insulin levels go up, obviously our body has to lower the blood sugar by secreting insulin. And when insulin levels go high, we get an increased fat storage. So with high insulin, you increase your fat storage. So with having large levels of sugar in your body, you're going to increase your insulin. As you increase your insulin, effectively, you're going to end up with increased fat storage through insulin resistance. This is then going to increase your hunger, because your blood sugar levels are going to go right down because you've had a high spike of insulin. And therefore, you're going to then start to crave more sugary foods, and the whole cycle continues again.
If you like this message, guys, please share this with someone who needs to hear this message. Also, please like and subscribe to my YouTube page, and I'll see you guys on the other side.